Hey guys, it's Isaac, and I am going to do a review of The Big Bang from the television series Doctor Who. And you might think it's a bit weird because that episode is pretty much 3 years old now. But regardless, I'm going to do a review on The Big Bang. But before that, I'm going to do a short little synopsis of The Pandorica Opens and my one major beef with it. Now, I'm not going to explain The Pandorica Opens, like the whole plot line and everything. I'm just going to give a quick, this is what happened. Essentially, all of the Doctor's enemies come back and lock him inside this never being able to open box. It's this cool idea. The episode was really good, except Rory came back, which he shouldn't have, due to the laws that Moffat had set in the same season, that if somebody got sucked into the crack in the universe, they were forgotten. And so every existence of them was erased throughout time. If that happened, if Rory was sucked into the crack, then he never should have been on that picture that River saw in Amy's bedroom. And if he ever was on that picture, then River shouldn't have seen it because he was gone. Now we move on to the Big Bang, and at the beginning of the Big Bang, you have this big issue. The Doctor is locked inside the Pandorica, which is unopenable from the inside. I mean, it's not actually unopenable. It would take a really long time and a lot of skill to open it from the inside. Essentially, it's supposed to be unopenable, and they named the number of locks that were on the Pandorica, which should have made it impossible to open. Also, during this time, River's song is locked inside the TARDIS, which is exploding, creating this massive explosion which is sucking in all of the universe, and essentially by the end of the episode you need to have the Doctor saving the existence of the universe again. Really cool idea, horribly executed. Because the first thing that happens is that Rory is lamenting over Amy's death, which also happened, the Pandorica opens, and then the Doctor just pops into Rory's field of view and gives him his sonic screwdriver and tells him to go rescue him from the Pandorica. At this point, when I was watching the episode, I'm like, alright, so when does this happen? How did the Doctor pop into Rory's timeline? Did he get himself out of the Pandorica thousands of years later? What happened? But that is never really resolved, because later in the episode, Rory has a sonic screwdriver that he's supposed to put in Amy's coat pocket after he's done using it. He goes up to the Pandorica, uses the sonic screwdriver, and lets the Doctor out of the Pandorica. Then he takes River's vortex manipulator and teleports into the future and gets little girl Amy to rescue Amy. And then there's this really cute thing where Rory saved Amy for 2,000 years, and that was just adorable. But it still didn't resolve the problem of how the Doctor got out of the Pandorica to begin with. Because you now have this Doctor that, in this current time period with Amy and Rory, he takes the vortex manipulator he picked up after Rory rescued him from the Pandorica, and he pops back to Rory and gets him to rescue himself. The same self. This is not a different self. So now you have this big problem about the fact that the Doctor helped the Doctor escape, so that he could help him escape, so that he could help him escape. He got out of the Pandorica, and then he got himself out of the Pandorica. He got out of the Pandorica because he got out of the Pandorica. He got out of the Pandorica because he got himself out of the Pandorica, because he got himself out of the Pandorica. See the bit of a problem here? This is literally a paradox that cannot be explained. He got himself out of the Pandorica so that he could get out of the Pandorica. He never escaped. He never actually got out of the Pandorica. Technically, if it actually was written well, he never would have got out of the Pandorica through this way. So, essentially, the Big Bang, how it happened, shouldn't have happened. But because it happened, and I can't really do anything about that, let's move forward and talk about the rest of the episode. So, the Doctor, after saving River, flies Pandorica into the TARDIS explosion, and essentially resetting the universe, closing the crack forever, because the crack at this point will never have existed. And because he was in the explosion, he was forgotten. And so now Amy somehow is surprised when she meets her parents again. Anyway, now River comes to Amy and now gives to Amy her journal of all the adventures with the Doctor, because somehow now River actually still remembers the Doctor, and Amy doesn't, and nobody else does. How does River remember the Doctor? That's not explained. So now Amy remembers the Doctor, and somehow pulls him through dimensions because she remembers him, and he returns with the TARDIS that exploded. And they continue on their merry way. And so I have given you all my major beefs of the Pandora opens, but mainly the Big Bang, and see if your paradoxes that shouldn't be there, but regardless they are. So leave comments below if anybody actually watches this video, because this episode is decades old, according to the Doctor's new timeline. I will see you guys later. There are links below in the description to my Tumblr. If I actually gain some subscribers from this, I might even start making more videos. I might even just get a bunch of dislikes. I don't care. This is my review. It's good to have a camera, and I'll see you guys later.